So welcome to today's episode. It is a 2010 Volvo XC60, has the 5-cylinder diesel lump in it. It has come in for engine light on the dash, lack of power. We have had a look at it, we have had the ingenious G on it, and he has determined that we have got, it's kind of obvious, it's on the top there, we've got a leaky rocker cover, and you might be thinking, well, how is that related? The rocker cover is the inlet manifold on this design. So, we will be taking off the rocker cover / inlet manifold, showing you and replacing it. First things first, just mark the fuel pipes, I guess. We may as well, right? We're here, we can do it. I think it's going to be a relatively simple job. I don't see it taking too long. If anyone, right, can send us some decent gloves. I like the orange ones, so I'm trying out now these black ones. Don't love it, because they're not as strong as the orange ones. But we used to use a brand and they used to be like breathable and tough. Now we're using a brand and they're sweaty, horrible, they rip, they're slimy. I want to try and find a good brand that is strong, or just recommend. Let me know, please. It's on a puller popper thing and it just not coming off. That broke. Pulled it up here, it snapped off.
Somebody already broke it.
Yeah, I can see it's been glued here, look. Needs intake pipe. All of the mounting points broke. No wonder it fucking broke. I cannot. Oh my God. Oh, wow. First thing touched, first thing broken. Elite. It happens. The car is 16 years old, it's plastic, it's brittle. People are going to be at me at the comments. Somebody's already broken it before and glued it back on. I've come to it and it's broken again. It is what it is. These things happen. Try not to break anything else. You know, I quite like the look of a black glove. Looks very professional. Just not as tough as the orange. Unplug number 1. Number 2. I'll move that out of the way there. Hopefully, nothing's stopping me at the back here. No. Pull that out the way. Right, let's mark the injectors. And then we'll take them out. 1, 2, 3. We mark injectors so you don't put them back in the wrong place, because injectors are coded to the car. Now it will still run with the injectors in the wrong place. It's just the injector factors, the correction factors, because not every injector will work the exact same. The car gets used to how that injector works as such. Coming out. What do you reckon, 5 for 5, Vlad?
Yes.
With the copper washers on as well, so it makes my life easier. Now let's have a look in there. Are they looking nice and clean? Take that cap off, take the sensors out. What do you reckon, is that reading properly? Damn, look at the state of that. I think we might have to give that a clean up before we put it back in. What do you reckon? Inlet manifold blocked up? Yes. I'm definitely going to have to take that bracket off, aren't I? That's just annoying. I'm unbolting this bracket back here because it covers that back bolt for the cam cover. Stupid. Now I can see it a bit better. Right, 7mm there. whole bunch of 8s. I'm going to try and take the inlet manifold off, lad. Just want to see how much it moves. See if I've got any bolts missing anywhere. I don't think I do, but it's a possibility, huh? Put a little bit of a bolt in it, lad. You sneaky. So it's all along here that it's split. So much boostings, yeah. To be fair, for 16 years, it ain't too bad. Realistically, on a grand scheme of things, for a diesel, that's actually okay. Let's get the surfaces cleaned up. Let's get it back together. See, all looks nice, camshaft. These engines are a good engine anyway. They're just not the most economic of engines, let's say, for a diesel. It's got 5 cylinders, cuzzy. It's like a diesel RS3.
Would you say this is more reliable than 2-litre TDI?
This is where the reliability factor goes really wrong. An engine, yes, can be reliable, but that same engine can also be shit because the person who owned it is the issue. You know, I'm sure it'd be a difficult job, but somebody could go out there and buy a Toyota Yaris and fuck it up. I have a mate, he had a Honda Jazz, didn't change the oil for 7 years. It was okay. But you try and do that on a modern engine, it's dead before you even get to the first oil change. Get a little bit of a light wire brush in there, clean up all the corners that I can't get to, and all the extra bigger bits, and then we can go for some lunch. Don't worry, the Volvo's going to be fixed. Don't panic. So we have the inlet rocker cover, straight from Ovlov. Ta-da, nice and clean, fresh gasket. It's the exact same. Let's put some gloves on and let's chuck it on. Little bit of grease around the fucking rubbers. There we go. Now we can just chuck the bolts in, do it up. I would imagine there will be a torque sequence for it, so we shall go and find that. Another good thing about a Volvo while we're here, we're just going to check the time belt condition. I think we might advise the customer that that might want doing. You've got to be on that sort of time, I reckon. Even the fan belt's starting to chew up as well. I shall advise it. Let's have a little look-see, shall we? Right, technical specifications. Inlet manifold to cylinder head. 10 newton meters. Because Autodata doesn't bring anything up, so I want to just see if yours does, because it's quite a lot of bolts on the plastic, so I want to see if it's got a sequence. Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
10 Newton.
Yeah, that's fine. I just didn't know if there was a sequence to it at all, that's all. It's fine. Not an issue. Thank you, G. No sequence. We can just do it up. There is no pattern, so I'll just kind of go in like a snail formation, go. Let us know what you would do in the comments. Something like this, where there's no bolt formation. How would you tighten it up? Right, torque wrench, 8mm. Set this bad boy to 10. Everything tucked up. Let's get these two done up. We want to take our new copper washers like this. And we want to put them in the hole for the injector. And how do we do that? Put it on a screwdriver, shove that in the hole, and that goes down in there perfectly and lays flat. So it's not up at an angle like this. It's no risk of it falling off of the injector. It's in there, it's perfect, it doesn't move. A little bit of the juicy juice. Stop it from sticking. These injectors are normally pretty good because they have this little O-ring on here which helps stop the dirt getting down into there. Injectors are in. We get new injector bolts. Just going to figure out how tight the injectors are done up.
10 Newtons.
Do you know that for a fact? What do you reckon? Before we go and have a look, Vlad, what are you saying?
50.
15. I reckon it's like 6 Newton meters, 90 degrees.
Same shit.
Injector clamp, 13. Should have just said 12, shouldn't I? I went with the degrees, but it's too old to have the degree. Let's put this bracket back on. Right, this is just the camshaft sensor. Just going to give that a little clean up and then we'll put it in. This is the mass airflow sensor. Or the MAP sensor. You can't get like too aggressive with it because it's got like a little dongle in the middle, but it needs to be clean. That might actually give us a reading now. Before it was just reading blocks. Plugging the pluggings. You have a return line, which hooks onto here, goes round. It is now just a case of putting the broken pipe back on, start it up, make sure it runs, doesn't leak. Well, first of all, before we put that pipe on, let's find out where the new one is. Because there's no point putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off if we have a new one. So let's find that out. Do you know what's happening with my pipe? Pause.
We'll let you know in the next 15 minutes.
Thank you. We now have our pipe. It comes with this sensor. So what we'll do is we'll remove that off of the car. We will grease up the mounting points because somebody obviously didn't do that before and decided to glue that bad boy. Let's get this bad boy on, shall we? Need to have it like almost aligned up on all of its bits and just push it in. That's how easy it should have come out. But it didn't, did it? Push on the vacuum pipe and then a little do up the Jubilee clips. Right, now we can just start the shit, man. Let's get started. When it runs, there is a warning light on the dash though. The bonnet's open. This is what that's for. Cannot have that there at all. If a little chip in the windscreen here fails in MOT, so does this. Completely illegal, blocking the driver's view. But what do I know? I'm just a mechanic. Right, so now it is just a case of checking for fuel leaks, checking for oil leaks, checking for air leaks, test drive, donezo.